Hello, my name's Mitzie Wilson and I'm going to show you how to make some very quick and easy goat's cheese, tomato and pesto tartlets. They're fantastic little tartlets to serve with drinks, very quick and easy to make, and you only need 5 ingredients. All I've got is a packet of ready rolled puff pastry, a jar of pesto sauce, some basil, some halved cherry tomatoes and a little bit of goat's cheese. Okay, I've unrolled the pastry onto a chopping board, and now all you've got to do is cut the pastry into little squares. If you do about 3 cm strips, you can get loads out of one sheet of pastry. It's amazing how many you can make. So cut them into rectangles, and then we'll go in the opposite direction. I'm going to top the pastry squares with just a little dollop of pesto, barely half a teaspoonful, you don't want too much. Once you've got the pesto on all of the squares, you can now add your cherry tomatoes. Just pop them in the middle of the pesto. And that's a lovely Italian flavour. Tomato and pesto is delicious on its own, but I'm also going to add some crumbled up goat's cheese. You can use goat's cheese, or if you wanted to, you could use mozzarella, but I quite like the saltiness of goat's cheese. It doesn't have to be neat, just crumbled up. You don't want a lot of it. Just put a little piece on each one. Now all we have to do is pop the tarts onto a baking tray. You don't need to grease it, they won't stick. They need a little bit of space in between each one so that they've got plenty of room to rise. And I'm going to bake them at about 200 degrees centigrade, 180 fan oven, gas 6, for about 8 to 10 minutes until they've puffed up. I'm just going to pop them in the oven, say for about 10 minutes until they've risen up and they're nice and golden brown. I've taken the tarts out of the oven and allowed them to cool for a couple of minutes before serving them, just on a chopping board or a nice serving plate. A little bit of basil to garnish, and your goat's cheese, tomato and pesto tarts are ready to serve with drinks.